Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, Tom Brady is coming out of retirement again.
Also, Huntrix, don't miss.
All that and more on the way next. If you need a mental health boost today, I have just the thing. 8772-RADIO-U. Skip class. Call out of work. Turn on Kiki's delivery service.
Oh, yes. I love that movie.
This is a prescription from Dr. Hudson. You get the day off today. It's a Tuesday. It's a tough day. A new study has just been done. Listen to this. This is 3 universities in 3 different countries. They all work together. So you know this has to be legit.
Okay.
This is Georgia State University in the United States, Kyushu Sangyo University in Japan, and Imperial College in London. And they all work together to scientifically prove that watching Studio Ghibli, I never know how to say it.
Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli films and playing The Legend of Zelda is good for your mental health.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are like 2 very different things, but also 2 very similar things in my book. Mm-hmm. Where it's like,
I think they have similar vibes.
They have similar vibes, but like IP completely different. Like, It's not like Studio Ghibli makes Legend of Zelda.
Not connected.
You know?
Yeah.
But I feel like if you were to, say, does it feel similar, like just in vibe? Yes, they do.
They definitely found, especially playing The Legend of Zelda, particularly in this case, Breath of the Wild, it made people feel happier and gave them a stronger sense of purpose.
Wow.
That was kind of like the overarching umbrella view. But to drill down more, it gave people a sense of exploration, purpose, skill, calm, mastery, and meaning in life.
Wow.
Legend of Zelda is giving people meaning in life.
Wow, that's a lot to put at the feet of Zelda.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
For Link and Zelda to bring you purpose in life. But I will say, when I played Ocarina of Time for the very first time, which was like on the Nintendo 64 when I was a little kid, I remember when we defeated that game, like it was me and my siblings, we defeated that game for the first time. This sense of accomplishment was like through the roof. You're so proud of yourself for getting through the game. It's such an amazing experience. And Breath of the Wild also is a really fun game and like atmospheric, very beautiful.
Right.
And I told you this, I do this all the time. I go back and listen to some of the Zelda soundtracks to calm
they're great.
me.
They're great.
And they're very calming.
It would be nostalgic for the calming time of you playing the game.
Exactly.
And they are actually like, there's a unique quality that I think would be involved with a Legend of Zelda game that wouldn't necessarily... where this wouldn't translate to every other video game.
It's a different experience than playing like Call of Duty.
Right, because of the animation style and because of the way the game is challenging, but it's not the kind of challenging where you like want to throw the controller, but it has like very specific purposes to it and missions. And so it is kind of just perfectly constructed to actually just really give you a break from the real world and improve your mental health.
Yeah.
And this is not even mentioning all the Studio Ghibli films as well that they also said basically give you a very similar experience as well. So what is your favorite Studio Ghibli movie?
Oh, it definitely is Kiki's Delivery Service. I watched that a bunch during COVID because it just makes you feel good. It just makes you uplifted, and it's a fun, especially if you've already seen it, it's a fun just throw on in the background type of movie because it's just good vibes all around.
I need to watch more. Like because they are more, anime kind of style, it wasn't my thing for a while, but I've seen a few and I've actually always been like, and then it's one of those things where people are like, no, they're so good.
They are.
And so then that makes me kind of like not believe them in a way. Like, why are you trying to sell me so hard? Do you get a commission on Studio Ghibli movies? But then I've watched a couple and every time I'm like, actually, I mean, like, I'm not in love with this, but like, it is kind of like just nice.
It's a good time. Again, calming.
I just like things that are just nice sometimes.
Yeah.
And so if you need a mental health boost, I'm telling you, today is your day. Watch some Studio Ghibli and play some Legend of Zelda.
And listen to RadioU, too. I feel like we should be added in this study.
Yeah, well, and we're sharing this with you. So I think we should get some credit, too.
Yeah.
I was going to make this an in-space segment, but it's not in space yet.
Oh.
It's about SpaceX, where they are trying to, obviously they do a lot of launches from Texas.
Yeah.
They're also trying to do some launches from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. But not everybody is happy about that idea. Where there is right now, the public is allowed to comment and share their feelings on a permit that SpaceX has requested to launch its Starship rockets from the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. One of the groups of people in Florida that do not want the SpaceX to do their launches in Florida is nudists. The nudists have made their feelings known that they do not want SpaceX to do their launches from Florida, at least not here, at least not at Kennedy Space Center. Why? Because if SpaceX was granted this permit and was able to do the launches they want, it could be up to 44 launches per year. And every time they do a launch, it would involve shutting down the Playa Linda Beach. And the Playa Linda Beach is where a nudist can go to be a nudist.
Yeah, there's a section of that beach where they allowed nudity, like legal nudity. So, yeah, they're not happy about this because currently this is like under like investigation, if you will. Like the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, is trying to see if they should issue this permit to SpaceX. And so they're talking to the public, kind of doing some, they're trying to figure out how many days this would actually cause the beach to be closed. And I believe it says it would be up to 60 days per year.
Yeah, well, you think about it, right? If they do 44 launches per year, which is what SpaceX is aiming for, we've seen this happen numerous times. They schedule a launch and then it can't go for some reason. But at that point, it's already too late. The beach has already been shut down for that period of time.
Yeah.
And so then you have those situations, like you can easily see how you get to 60.
Yep.
Which is like a sixth of the year, isn't it?
It's a decent amount of time.
That's a lot of time where you have nowhere else to be nude if you really like to go to that beach.
I don't know if there's nowhere else, but yeah, it's a lot of days for one particular beach. That is a popular one, not just with nudists, with surfers. I know that surfers are a big
as well.
Big group that is opposing
and probably
this.
Nude surfers, like it's the best of both worlds.
I don't know about that. That sounds a little risky. But yeah, right now this permit has not been issued, but they again, the FAA, they hosted a series of public meetings where residents were kind of able to share their thoughts on this, and many of them were like, no, we don't want our beach to be shut down for 60 days.
I'm gonna say this, I feel bad for the nudists.
Why?
Because they're gonna lose out on their nudist beach for 60 days a year.
Okay.
There's no chance that SpaceX isn't gonna get this.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, if it's the FAA is holding hearings and it's either do we listen to Elon Musk or nudists, they're picking Elon Musk, and it's pretty much if it's Elon Musk or anybody, they're listening to Elon Musk because he has money. They're not going to say no. They're going to get to do these launches, and it doesn't matter if the nudists or the surfers or the turtles or the governor of Tennessee come and say, I don't want this. They're still going to be doing these launches. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know if I'm on board yet to say that it's fully going to happen. I do think I'm probably leaning more into that SpaceX will get this permit because at the end of the day, they probably want them to be able to have this advantage and be able to launch these, spacecrafts and stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, nudists. Sorry, surfers. Nene's birthday is coming up.
Yes.
And we're celebrating today with his RadioU birthday lunch. The way we do things here, every employee, when their birthday comes around, they get to choose a restaurant that we all go to. Their meal, like we take care of their meal. Then everybody else has to pay their own. Nene got to choose the restaurant for his birthday.
Yeah. He
chose Red Lobster.
Red Lobster.
How do we let him get away with this?
What do you mean?
He knows we all are like making nonprofit radio station money, right? We can't afford Red Lobster just on a Tuesday.
Honestly valid.
Yeah. I mean, I know how he gets away with it because we're all excited because
You're particularly excited.
I'm always excited to go out for a birthday lunch.
Yeah.
Because it's such a joy to me to go out and just eat. I don't like food gives me so much happiness. And so I am excited about this.
Okay.
I don't know how any of us are going to afford it, but I'm excited either way. Like it's worth going into debt for Nene's birthday lunch at Red Lobster.
Well, I hope no one's doing that, but yeah, I do think it'll be a fun time.
This was revealed to us like over a week ago, and the day that it was announced to the staff, I opened up the Red Lobster menu that very day.
Wow.
And that tab has been open ever since.
You've just been salivating.
I just look at it every once in a while. But I'm sure that's what I want to get. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you are one of those people that keeps a whole bunch of tabs open. Because I've seen your computer, Hudson. You're one of those people.
Well, they mostly serve a purpose, and I guess the Red Lobster one does too. It's just not necessarily a productive work purpose.
Yeah. I'm not saying that your tabs don't serve a purpose, but for me, I can't have like a whole bunch of tabs open, like a bunch of just random stuff. And again, it's not that it's random. It serves a purpose, but I just can't. I can't let my brain do that.
But don't you hate when you close a tab and then like 15 minutes later, you're like, I need to go back to that website.
I just open that website again.
Well, think about how much more productive and efficient you could be if you just left it open.
But my computer's less efficient when I have 5 million tabs open.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's 2025. Your Mac can't handle having 6 tabs open at the same time.
No, I'm not talking about 6 tabs. You have like 15.
Yeah, I have 15. That's a good, decent amount. If I can't handle 15, if it can't handle 15 tabs, then what is it good for? Like, we might as well not have computers.
We've already talked about this with the phone tabs because you had like how many phone tabs open? Like
40-ish.
A lot. My brain does not work that way. I have to close stuff out. Like, I can't keep notifications just on my phone. Like, it gives me anxiety.
Yeah, notifications gotta go.
I don't do
notifications. But don't like here's my fear that I close a tab and it's something that I think I might want to use again, and then I close it and then I forget about it and I never use it again.
That's okay because you forget about it, which means that doesn't haunt you.
But what if it was important?
But it doesn't matter. You forgot about it. It clearly wasn't important enough for you to remember.
That's not true. What if it was a bill that needs to be paid? What if it's my credit card bill after going to Red Lobster and I forget to pay it because I closed the tab?
I think they'll send you a reminder if you don't pay your bill.
Yeah, after it's already too late and I've been charged interest. This is no way. This is how I stay above water. Is keeping all these tabs open.
Keep the tabs open.
I just give a scroll through the tabs every few hours just to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything.
You don't have any outstanding bills?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And I'm going to today after we go to Red Lobster. I'm so fired up. And you know what's crazy is like, it's going to be expensive. And I know there's more expensive restaurants in the world, but I believe this is the most expensive birthday lunch we've ever gone to.
I mean, I've only been on a couple and it feels accurate.
Yeah, it's a step above, but we could go and just actually not order anything and just eat the biscuits.
That's true.
Like, it doesn't have to be expensive.
That's very true.
I'm looking at what I'm ordering, and it's like, why are you even agonizing over that? You're just going to fill up on biscuits.
Oh, the biscuits are so good.
So I'm really asking myself, what leftovers do I want to take home for dinner tonight? Huntrix and Kpop Demon Hunters keep setting records. It's actually insane. A new record that was just broken by Huntrix from the Kpop Demon Hunters movie. They are the. Let me start over. Golden is number 1 in the Billboard charts.
Yeah,
it's now been number 1 for 5 weeks. That is the longest time a song by an animated band has ever been at number 1.
That's crazy to me that there can be a category for that, or that there has been songs before that. But I do know that the song that was, or at least one of them that was in that category, was Sugar Sugar by the Archies, because I love that song. Yeah,
this is a record that has stood since 1969, when it seems to me, I don't know all that much about it, but I feel like in the 60s, like, it kind of was more common to have like a TV show about a band or whatever,
Yeah.
And in some cases animated. So Sugar Sugar, which is a song that everybody has heard at some point in their life, was at number 1 for 4 weeks in a row back in 1969. That's by the Archies. I'll be honest with you, though. I didn't know that was a cartoon.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, really?
I mean, obviously, I know the song.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was by a cartoon band. The other one that also was tied for number 1 for this record was the Chipmunk song from 1958, which would have been Alvin and the Chipmunks, right?
Yes.
Which the fact that was ever number 1 really doesn't say much for our country or our taste in music in the 1950s.
Oh, wow.
Or our taste in cartoons, and for that matter.
What?
I hate Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Why?
It's annoying. They have annoying voices.
Okay. Well, let's move on and talk about something that we both enjoy.
Every Christmas everybody else tries to avoid the Mariah Carey song. I try to avoid the Chipmunks.
I love the Chipmunks.
And people try to send it in and annoy me, and I'm wise to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, moving on again to something that we all enjoy, which is...
And another thing on the Chipmunks and how bad they are. No, go ahead.
The music from Kpop Demon Hunters is great. So great, in fact, that not only has Golden been number 1 for 5 weeks, setting that record, but also in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. There are 4 songs from this movie in the top 10.
Yeah.
You've got Golden at number 1, Your Idol at number 4, Soda Pop at number 5, and How It's Done at number 8.
My personal favorite.
They're so good.
And
honestly,
there's some good ones that aren't even in there.
I know. Takedown's not on there. This Is What It Sounds Like.
I know, that's my other favorite.
I love that song too. And it's been a battle all summer long too, which is kind of funny because that's what goes on in the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, it's the 2 bands and they keep going back and forth between like who's number 1. And so like at one point, Your Idol was number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. I think Soda Pop had a time at number 1. And so it's kind of funny how the real life has mimicked what the movie shows.
Yeah. What else is there to say about just like who doesn't like Kpop Demon Hunters? Who doesn't like the songs?
Right.
Because
even if you don't like the movie, the music is so fun.
It's amazing.
It's very, very good.
It's very impressive. And I know it actually had a surprisingly big budget versus what I would have thought, because I just feel like I didn't know anything about it before it had been out for a month.
I didn't.
But that's, even though it had a surprisingly big budget, it still feels like it just came out of nowhere and nobody could have ever envisioned this. But
I mean, we're going to have Halloween next month.
Oh.
All of the little girls are going to be Rumi.
Yeah.
All of them.
Rumi, and then the Saja boys will probably be a popular costume too.
Probably.
In fact, I think I know what I'm dressing up as.
Oh.
No, probably not. Oh. I haven't decided yet. Well, we already talked about how Huntrix is setting records on the Billboard charts. Let's talk about more women breaking records. Let's talk about the WNBA. 8772 Radio U, where ESPN has just announced that this season was the most watched WNBA regular season of all time.
Wow.
Which surpasses last season, which had just set the record as well. They say at ESPN last year, over 24 games, they averaged 1.2 million viewers in those 24 games. This year, in 25 regular season games on ESPN, they averaged 1.3 million viewers per game. And you think about that, that is with Caitlin Clark only playing for the Fever in 13 games total. So even without Caitlin Clark actually being able to participate in much of the season, the views are still there. People are still tuning into the WNBA regardless of if Caitlin Clark is there or not.
Yeah, which is a good sign, but I would be interested to see what those numbers were at the beginning of the season when there was so much hype around, the return of the WNBA, the return of Caitlin Clark, and then she becomes injured, and slowly I felt like I was seeing a lot less news coverage and a lot less on my feed, because I'm not a person that probably would watch the WNBA. I don't. I'll just admit that. I don't watch the WNBA. I don't have a team. There is supposed to be a team returning to Cleveland soon, so I'm hoping to, watch them when they do come back. But yeah, I haven't been watching them, but I've seen a lot in my feed, especially at the beginning of the season with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and all of that stuff that was going on. But as soon as Caitlin Clark was injured and out pretty much for the rest of the season, I didn't see really anything after that.
Yeah, I think Angel Reese was big in the news, and they do say that Angel Reese was in the most watched game of the season. But I don't know if you can even blame, like, the viewership is, like, let's be honest, it's going to go down because it's still not the same kind of draw when we start to have a million other things going on. Even if it's not Caitlin Clark, during a lot of the summer, there's not a lot of other sports to grab your attention.
Right.
And so you're going to watch Angel Reese or Nafisha Collier or Paige Beckers or whoever is on. But once we start to get college football and the NFL and other stuff, then I don't care if Caitlin Clark's playing. I mean, the ratings would be higher than if she's not.
Yeah.
But it's still not going to be able to compete when you have a bajillion other things grasping for your attention.
Yeah, 100%. That is something that's still working against the WNBA. But you love to see growth like this. I think they said it's a 6% increase. And so if they can continue to grow that at a 6% rate or even double that, like let's say 12% next year, that's huge for them. So, and I think with the expansion of adding more teams, hopefully that brings in even more fans. Like, again, me, who's usually I tie to myself to like the Cleveland teams. If a Cleveland team comes along and, I'll be starting to keep tabs on them and maybe eventually watch them, I think that will draw even more fans in.
Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, you just think if they're setting records when Caitlin Clark's only playing in 13 games, think about next year if she comes back and she's healthy the whole time.
That'd be so good.
And the Fever, competing for a championship, and maybe the Sky aren't garbage and Angel Reese is doing all right. Who knows the numbers? Yellowstone National Park, one of the most beautiful and least touched areas of the United States. But not if humans have anything to say about it. The rangers from the United States Geology Program, the USGS, want to let people know to stop littering at Yellowstone National Park. Particularly, they want to point out that at the geysers, mud pots, hot springs, and other things, they have collected so far over 300 hats just this year.
Why'd you say it like that?
300, as emphasis.
That was
300 weird. Hats.
Why?
That's not all the that's ignoring all the other stuff. Just the hats.
What is going wrong with your voice?
300. And they estimate they're worth cumulatively over $5,000. $5,000 worth of hats. It's a waste of hats.
Honestly, I'm surprised that it's that little amount of money. I feel like 300 hats, I would expect it to be more.
I'm sorry, it's $6,000. That's like $50 a hat.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of hats are expensive now.
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking about like licensed ball caps.
Everybody going to Yellowstone National Park and losing a hat is spending $50 on it. That's crazy.
And you lost
it. You'd think for $50 you would take better care of it.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming what happens is these hats like fall off or, get blown off or something.
Yeah, I think there's only one solution. That's banning hats at Yellowstone National Park.
Can you really do that, though? This is America.
Okay, we'll have to ban people. Because we're ruining it.
No, stop.
Listen.
Overreacting.
Listen, they say, the staffers at Yellowstone National Park say, for example, near the Old Faithful Visitor Center is what's called the Morning Glory Pool. It was named in the 1880s for its resemblance to the blue flower, the Morning Glory.
Okay.
But since then, 140 years or whatever it's been, that it has changed color. It's changed hues. It used to be blue. Now it's been orange, yellow, green. And they are blaming all of the things that they have found in the pool over the years for over time changing the color of it.
Yeah.
Because people will throw coins or there'll be trash that falls in, other debris, rocks, even sticks. People somehow wind up in this thing, and then they have to go through the not necessarily easy process of removing these things, and it's changing the nature there.
Yeah. I don't know what the solution is.
We're gonna have to close Yellowstone National Park. We want to keep it beautiful.
Yeah.
We can't
keep it beautiful for who?
We can't be allowed to look at it. We're ruining it.
We can't be allowed to look at it. I don't think we're ruining it. I think that's a bit of an overreaction.
I also think that they say that the cause of it changing colors is because of all the stuff that's been in it. Have you ever stopped to think maybe the cause is you removing the stuff from it? Before the park ranger showed up, I'm sure sticks and stones.
I was going to say, how can you blame a person for a potential stick getting in a pool?
I don't know.
Maybe the wind? Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah. But I mean, in the 1880s, you think somebody didn't throw coins in at that time and they probably just weren't removed. They probably just left in there.
Yeah, I feel like we had a lot less a good judgment on what was good for the environment in 1880 compared to 2025.
Yeah.
So, but either way, I don't think any of this is ruining Yellowstone Park. Now, I also feel like for the most part, these hats that are, ending up in pools or whatever is probably not the people's fault. Again, they're probably getting blown off or falling off, or people are leaving them behind, not realizing it. I doubt somebody's throwing their $50 hat in Old Faithful on purpose.
There's a lot of other things too. Some of the other stuff they pointed out that they found this year includes one individual Birkenstock sandal, a pizza box with slices still inside.
Whoa.
This is stuff that they've been removing from like the hot springs. A fake Louis Vuitton bucket hat. This is my favorite. A cap with the phrase "I pee in the lake" on it.
No. Get that out of there for sure.
Maybe somebody saw that on somebody's head and threw it off.
Yes.
They're just like, you can't wear that.
Honestly, that's what I would do.
But
tip it off their head.
See, most of these things, you're right. There was probably just by accident, which is why we need to ban people, because there's too many accidents happening. You just got married. You're at the airport about to go on your honeymoon. You think you're going to Cancun when your newlywed husband says to you, by the way, we're not going to Cancun. We're going to the Maldives. I was tricking you this entire time. It's a surprise. We're going to the Maldives. The major difference, I would say, instead of a 4-hour flight from most places in the United States, you're talking 16 hours.
But I would say 16 hours that are probably worth it.
You think so? You think the Maldives is that much nicer than Cancun?
I don't know if I'd say it's nicer, but I would say that it probably for most Americans would be a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Cancun seems a little more accessible because it's closer. So why would you be upset with that?
I think, well, I think you know what it is? So this woman, this is something that actually happened on TikTok where I bring it up. A woman named Lakaya literally had this exact situation, then she posted about it. And one thing a lot of people mention is like, you weren't mentally prepared for a 16-hour flight. Like maybe he should have let you know a little bit earlier. I don't know how differently you would pack for a Maldives trip versus Cancun.
Probably pretty similar.
I've never really thought about what I would need to pack for the Maldives.
Lots of beach stuff.
Yeah, but that is something to consider too. But it's really you got to lock in for a 16-hour flight. That is, and then a 16-hour flight back too.
100%. I've been on 16-hour flights from Atlanta to Johannesburg, South Africa. They're long. They're frustrating. But, they might be in business class, first class. If they're on their honeymoon, they might have splurged a little bit. So that's not so bad. But even if they're in economy, I think, you just got married. So you're on an adrenaline rush high from that. You're going to the Maldives. You're going to be excited. And so, yeah, I don't think you would be, super upset. But what this tells me, because there's a bunch of people in the comments saying that they would freak out if this happened to them. And we've talked about this with other things too. There's some people that love surprises and some people that dread them, hate them. Like if they see someone else get surprised, they hate it.
Yeah.
And so there's just some people that this would work for and some people that it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think if this husband knew that his wife / fiance would hate a surprise like this, there's no way he would do this to her.
This could really put a lot of strain on your relationship if you did this and it didn't work out.
Yeah, and you knew that your wife hated surprises. Yeah,
I would not. I wouldn't completely crash out or like get upset.
No.
But you know how I am, and I think a lot of people are like this. We're planners. I would have spent, the last 6. I've had a Red Lobster menu tab open for 2 weeks.
I know.
If I thought I was going to Cancun for the last 2 years, because that's where our honeymoon is going to be, you think of all the things I would have planned in Cancun, and then, we're not doing that. We're going to the Maldives. That would be a big problem.
Well, it
I would
sounds
feel like so much of my time was wasted.
It sounds like this girl, Kaya, on her bucket list has been a trip to the Maldives because she looks ecstatic.
Yeah. I mean, I'll also be honest, I don't have enough familiarity with the Maldives to even know like how much of a value add is that versus Cancun. Obviously, it's further away. I'm assuming it's more luxurious in other ways. Cancun, I've never been, but I hear it can be a little trashy depending on what you do.
Oh.
So I just, like, if you go in the wrong area, so I just don't know, like, is the Maldives that much better? Because they both sound nice to me. Like, honestly, it's a vacation at a beach. I'd take either one.
Yeah, I do think, though, that you would, from people that have probably visited both, you would say one is better than the other, like an upgrade. Just by the fact that it's harder to get to, you're probably dealing with less people. So it might be less crowded.
American people.
Well, less crowded by other tourists and whatnot. And so that might be a little more fun to go to a beach that's less crowded.
I mean, I'm glad for her. I'm happy.
She looks super happy. I don't understand why people have to come in and rain on people's parade.
I don't think anybody's complaining. I think they're just saying this would be problematic if this was sprung on you in the same way. But
why do you have to make it about you in the comments, people? Come on, it's not about you. Just say, you know what? That's great. That's great for you. That's all you got to say. Or don't comment. Scroll on.
A show 5 days a week that's all about us.
But
people can comment on the TikToks and make it about themselves.
Why? This is the problem.
Because they don't have a show.
This is a problem with society. It's not about you.
Tom Brady's making a comeback. He is stepping back out onto the football field where he will sling it again. No fooling. He's really doing it.
Okay.
At a flag football tournament in Saudi Arabia.
Nice.
But, I mean, this sounds like it's going to be kind of cool, though. It's called the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. Obviously, you know, Fanatics, where you get all of your sports merch and sports betting and everything. They are hosting the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. It'll be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And not only will Tom Brady be participating, but many other current NFL stars as well, like Saquon Barkley, Max Crosby, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Sauce Gardner, Myles Garrett. Also, Rob Gronkowski.
Of course, he got Gronk for this.
Yeah. So it's going to be a competitive flag football tournament that all these guys are going to be a part of. Obviously, ramping up to flag football being included at the 2028 Summer Olympics in LA.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the flag football inclusion in the Olympics. I'm excited to see how it's done, how it's going to be played. It's going to look very different than what we're used to as Americans watching, you know, American football.
Yeah.
If you're not used to watching flag football, it's a different set of rules, obviously. 5-on-5
matchups, 50-yard field, 2 20-minute halves. So it's going to be very fast-paced.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically arena football, which we all love, don't we, folks?
I mean, it is exciting to watch arena football, but it's not something I would choose to watch. So I think this is something where it's going to have a lot of like draw because of the names involved in it. But if you told me just to go watch a 5-on-5 flag football game with players I didn't know, I would not be as interested.
That'd be tough. They say it's going to be 3 teams, 8 players each, and really everybody, if you pay attention to football at all, these are all football names that you would know.
Yeah.
These are, like, we just mentioned most of them. Also, Tyreek Hill, Brock Bowers is going to be involved. So this is going to be a pretty huge deal.
A lot of big stars, which I'm assuming many of them probably will end up on the U.S. Team when the Olympics start. We'll see what that looks like. For some reason, people are wanting Tom Brady to be on the Olympic team, which I'm like, I get that he, you know, obviously the GOAT, but don't you kind of want somebody that's, you know, in game shape? Not that Tom Brady's not in game shape, but he hasn't been playing in a couple years.
Yeah. You just have to think that somebody like, Aaron Rodgers would probably do a little bit better, you know?
Maybe a Patrick Mahomes and maybe a Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen.
Maybe I have to assume, so Tom Brady's the only quarterback listed here. I was going to say, I have to assume that in flag football, maybe the quarterback is not allowed to run.
Well, I was wondering that too. I was like, are they maybe not allowed to take flags off past the line of scrimmage? You know, like are defensive players, are they not allowed to go?
There's no offensive line.
Yeah.
So they're going to really be a defensive line. That really wouldn't make sense.
Right. So can the defensive player just run up to Tom Brady and take his flag off?
Probably not. But then also it wouldn't be fair for Tom Brady or any quarterback to just take off. So I don't know. I guess these are things we'll learn when the Fanatics flag football Classic takes place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on March 21st, 2026.
They're going to have to explain the rules to us because we seriously don't know the rules. My assumption is it's like if you are ahead of the line of scrimmage, like behind the line of scrimmage, the quarterback's safe. But if he takes off and goes past the line of scrimmage, I think the defensive players could go after him.
Wow, this is going to come at the perfect time. March 21st of next year. Like a month after football's been done, we're all going to be missing it so much.
Yeah.
There's nothing else interesting going on right then except maybe the NCAA tournament.
And like
once your bracket's been busted.
Right. And the very beginning of, baseball spring training.
Yeah.
But other than that,
we'll be football starved at that point.
We'll
be jonesing.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.